Good morning or afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another weather forecast here by Adrian's Weather Forecast. This will be another video here on major blizzard or a major winter storm Sadie here. This is going to possibly bring a historic amount of snowfall here on Easter weekend. Going to be affecting millions throughout, all the way up to Montana, up into Michigan. Again, we're going to be seeing incredibly heavy snowfall, as well. We're going to be seeing damaging winds and extremely powerful winds. Again, that's possibly going to bring a tropical storm force winds, and that's going to minimize the visibility even more. So blizzard conditions is a huge threat without a doubt throughout millions. Also possibly seeing 1 to close to 3 feet of snowfall for some areas out here in the Midwest and across the the Eastern Rockies. So again, this is definitely not a small system. This is possibly really be one of the biggest snowstorms of the year so far. Again, we're going to be seeing multiple bands affecting major cities like Chicago now. You guys thought you were done. Green Bay, Minneapolis, Des Moines, Nebraska out there near Omaha, Lincoln, and Valentine, all the way to Cheyenne, Pierre, and Rapid City. So again, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I will have a exciting and very major update on the severe weather coming on Easter in the southeast. That will come out around the afternoon. So we have extremely big updates. They're up to a level 4 moderate risk. I'm actually in the level 3. I would not doubt if I get in level 4 though. So again, that's what we'll be looking at later today if you guys are wondering about the severe weather. That one's definitely going to be a bigger video than this. But again, thank you guys so much for 2,090 subscribers. We got there so fast. We were just at 2,080 yesterday, or in 2081. So let's try to get to let's try to get to 2,100 by the end of tomorrow. That would be awesome. But without further ado, look in the video. So here we are looking at the National Weather Service. Again, we have winter storm watches, advisories, and warnings. We'll have a lot more as we go closer into tomorrow. We'll have almost whole states under some type of alert. So in the winter storm watches, they've actually been extended to the east now. So now we actually have areas like Valentine, Nebraska under winter storm watches here. We also have, again, Arthur, also have Rushville and O'Neill, Brewster, North Platte. You guys are almost just one county away from winter storm watches. You guys would definitely be under that. I would not doubt if you guys get under some blizzard warning or winter storm warning out here in South Dakota or Nebraska, even Wyoming. And then we have Rapid City, Spearfish, and other areas surrounding Rapid City. We have Hot Springs, Pine Ridge, Martin, Mission, Edgemount, Custer. Also have Sturgis and Deadwood. All these areas in western South Dakota have the winter storm watches. Into now much of central Wyoming, we have Casper, Douglas, and then all the way Sheridan. That's what we'll possibly have winter storm warning with the higher snowfall totals there. I would not doubt if we get Cheyenne and Rawlins, even Jackson under some alert very soon. Now in Montana, this is where things are a bit more serious out here. We have a lot of windstorm warnings. We have Helena is under a windstorm warning as well. We have Great Falls, Cut Bank, also Stanford, Lewiston, Fort Benton, also Red Lodge, and then other areas near Yellowstone such as Dillon, Bozeman, and Boulder are under winter weather advisory, seeing the less amount of snowfall there. And West Yellowstone's all the way up into the border with the special weather statement, hazardous weather outlook to a winter weather advisory. And then areas near Butte, that's where we also have winter storm watches as well. So definitely very active now. We're going to be looking at the European radar, and then we'll be looking at detailed radars next. So this video is going to be a bit longer. So again, by later tomorrow, this is where the snow starts to leave the Rockies and become a bit more widespread. Again, we're going to be seeing these very strong winds. You can see these isobars are very close, and look how these are far. We've seen the less winds, and the stronger winds will be coming from Canada, preferably Alberta and British Columbia. Again, these isobars are very close. You can just see not far at all. That's going to be indicating very strong winds coming right here. So that's going to be meeting right with the snow. And that's why the snowstorm is going to be coming so widespread, so fast. The winds will be pushing it out the mountains, and it's going to become like a monster storm. Like, it's going to be very low visibility. By later into Sunday, by Easter, this does not get any better. Look how the isobars are even closer. These winds will be now pushing upwards and north, and that's going to be pushing this storm now towards the Midwest at a very fast rate again. Here we have the low pressure system right here in the south central. That's going to be causing, again, the major severe weather and also the very strong snow. Blizzard conditions are likely, even with these 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. It's going to be just incredibly harsh conditions. Power outages are a huge threat. You don't want to see power outages when you have single digits or teens, and then you're seeing heavy snow, possibly 3 inches per hour at some points. Denver, you guys start getting that snow by Sunday morning. Cheyenne, Casper, Wyoming, even Jackson, Pierre, even out there, all the way to Sioux City and Aberdeen. You guys start seeing that snow arriving all the way up into Minnesota. We'll start seeing that snow as we now get later in the next 84 hours. It does not get any better. Look at the isobars. It's just incredibly close. Look how close they are to each other. That's very, very strong winds again. And it's going to be just coming around and straight up out here with these really strong winds at a jet stream. That's really going to, not only it's going to make this storm kind of a bit better at it moving at a faster rate, but it's also making conditions a lot worse. Snow all over the place. It's going to be a mess out here. Not going to look like April at all. Not even April, just Easter. Kansas City, you guys are going to be seeing light to moderate snow, but with the winds, it's going to be like seeing the worst you've ever seen this year. Omaha, Lincoln, and very heavy snow. And then we're going to be seeing the worst of the snow for north central Iowa and areas all the way into central Wisconsin. Again, the isobars are not even getting better. Like, just look how close they are in Indiana. This is just indicating possibly hurricane force winds, and this is not going to get any better. It's going to be going around like this at a clockwise wind pattern here. So again, definitely not something we want to see. It's going to be really heavy snow throughout Marquette. Almost all of Wisconsin will be seeing snow all the way up into Springfield, Illinois, and Washington, Illinois. And it starts to move out a little bit, but again, the isobars are getting closer and closer, guys. We'll possibly seeing 80 plus mile per hour winds out here into Ontario. Still seeing this snow pretty light, but all the way near Marquette and the Panhandle area, still seeing a huge amount of snowfall at a really small time period. And even by, again, Wednesday and Tuesday, we'll still see some snow showers in these areas. Now we'll be looking at the detailed radar. As we know, the next 24 hours, we'll start seeing that snow arriving out here into much of central and northern Montana, and starting to see that rain convert into snow as we get closer into the colder hours with some cold temperatures. And then as we get the next closer into the next now 40 hours, this is quite a system, especially for western Nebraska, seeing very heavy snow there. Seeing that snow moving at a very fast rate, running to Wyoming, even arriving to Colorado by Sunday really early in the morning. And then the next 48 hours, it's going to continue to worsen, start bringing that snow now into southwestern Minnesota. Very heavy snow for Sioux City, Iowa. Incredibly heavy snow for Valentine there. North Platte, starting seeing that snow. Still seeing some snow showers left behind for Casper, Wyoming, and out there near central Wyoming, but that won't be too bad. Still might see maybe another additional 1 to 3 inches with that, but shouldn't be too major. And it gets a lot worse as we continue to go on by Sunday. Just look how big the system is stretching all the way up into Kansas City, into Kansas, maybe all the way to Dodge City. Again, the worst of the snowfall will be out here into northern Iowa, southeastern Minnesota, and also north central Wisconsin. Looks like Minneapolis, St. Paul, you guys might see a lot more snowfall than expected, as well as Eau Claire and out there into Marquette. And it looks like we might see a bit less snow for Green Bay, though. And this is as far as we can go in the next 60 hours. But again, definitely a monster system. Now let's look at the general GFS again, still loading with the new 10:30 update. Look at this in the next 30 hours, continuing to bring that snow out there just east of the Rockies there. And then the next 48 hours, again, a whole new system, bringing the very heavy snowfall again. Here we have these isobars very close, and here we have the defined low pressure system, and this is going to be pushing these winds out there to the north. That's going to be pushing that snowstorm down towards Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota by the same day on Easter. Still seeing that snow for Pierre, Rapid City, Spearfish, Custard, and then now arriving to Iowa and Minnesota. In the next 60 hours, system will receive like the worst of this low pressure system, severe weather wise and snowfall wise. Again, still bringing that snow now for northwestern Kansas, much of just western Kansas in general. Seeing that snow starting to definitely seeing these darker blues. That's going to be indicating that low pressure system strengthening. Again, here we have these isobars getting very close. You can see these winds now moving northeastward with this snow. Again, start seeing that snow arriving now into Green Bay, Madison, Wisconsin, Milwaukee. You guys will stay rain for a little bit more. And then by early Monday morning, this is going to be quite a change. Very heavy snow throughout Green Bay now. Madison, Wisconsin, Waterloo, Davenport. Look at this low pressure system at 979. This is 2 millibars away from becoming a bomb cyclone. So I can imagine having a bomb Easter cyclone or Easter bomb cyclone. And then by Wednesday, we're still seeing some snow in these areas, even all the way to West Virginia, Kentucky. Still seeing some scattered snow coming throughout these areas. So definitely looking very interesting throughout this region the next couple of days. Now we'll be looking out here into the snowfall totals. Sorry, not snowfall totals. The NAM3KM model here for the GFS. Again, next 24 hours, we're seeing mainly that snow in Montana and then some scattered areas in the Dakotas. As we now get in the next 32 hours, again, continuing to see this low pressure system moving south, bringing this now into Wyoming, continuing to bring that snow more into South Dakota near Pierre. And then the next 40 hours, things start to change again. Here we are seeing the blizzard conditions completely white out. You're seeing all the way into the purple, which means a ton of snow at a small time period. Again, we still have these isobars. You can't really see in this radar, but these isobars can be incredibly close, indicating extremely strong winds. Not only are we going to be seeing whiteout conditions just not only without these winds, but adding these tropical storm force winds, guys. This is possibly going to be the worst conditions we've seen all year in these areas. By the next 48 hours, it's not getting any better. The worst of the snow now moving closer to South Dakota, Iowa. Looks like Minnesota's going to start bracing throughout for impact here. Northwestern Iowa, you guys are definitely going to be seeing a lot worse than we even could have predicted at this point. Or even if you asked me 36 hours ago, I would not have guessed it would be this bad in Iowa or even Minnesota. You guys are going to see a huge increase of snowfall. Eau Claire, Minneapolis, Rochester, St. Paul, Twin Cities. You guys are going to be seeing a ton of snow. And then we have these other bands left behind for Lincoln, Nebraska, Omaha, maybe out there again for maybe a little skin out there near Des Moines. And again, here we have that major severe weather we'll be talking about tomorrow. Let's go ahead and check out the snowfall totals out here. So again, this is just incredibly high numbers. Look at this massive system right here. Again, as you can tell, you definitely see it's very light in the back end, but with this right here, not far from the low pressure system that's probably laying right here, that's where we'll definitely be seeing the snowfall just increasing. You can just see a huge increase. Look, if you live right here, you're seeing it less than an inch. You go a couple miles north, you're seeing a foot of snow. It's crazy what we're seeing here, especially right here. Huge increase in snowfall. First, we'll start off. Let's actually go back to the northwest, see what we'll be seeing there. Looks like we'll be seeing a scattered 2 to 6 inches for Casper, Wyoming. Scattered areas in the higher elevations in the Rockies and Montana, possibly seeing around a foot and a foot and a half. Not too crazy there, not out of the ordinary, but something you don't really see in April too much. But again, not rare. In Rapid City, we'll possibly seeing Sioux Falls, possibly seeing 4 to 6 inches. Michelle, a scattered 2 to 4 inches. Looks like Valentine, Nebraska, will be seeing close to possibly 10 to 14 inches of snowfall. That's quite a bit of snow for at Valentine. Even though it's not Valentine's Day, that'll be pretty cool to see for the same city there. Looks like Omaha, Nebraska is seeing it really different for Omaha. We're seeing scattered bands surrounding the city, so it can actually be crazy, possibly, believe me or not, a 5-inch difference within not only maybe even 2 blocks or 3 blocks. I know that sounds really crazy, but there can be a huge difference within just the North City or South City. Other hand, Lincoln, looks like you guys can see 3 to 5 inches of snowfall areas out here into northeastern Nebraska, seeing a scattered 7 to possibly 13 inches of snowfall. Sioux City, Iowa, seeing a good 9 to 12 inches of snowfall. Now it's like St. Paul will be seeing close to possibly 13 to 14 inches, and Minneapolis around the same totals. Rochester looks like you guys will be seeing 10 to 15 inches of snow, and already not this has not this is the not as far as we can this is as far as we can go, but it's not even close to done for Wisconsin and Michigan. We'll be seeing already with alone a foot of snow, and it's just barely arriving in Iowa. Now snowfall totals for the European are quite crazy now. It is a huge difference. Again, we have quite a bit of snow throughout the Rockies, possibly seeing 4 to 7 inches throughout much of Wyoming, scattered areas in the northern state. We have those warnings possibly climbing up to 11 to 15 inches. Same as well for Montana, main cities like Helena. We'll be seeing quite a bit of snow, possibly seeing 4 to 8 inches. Billings possibly seeing 4 to 7 inches. Let's get closer into now the let's check out the Midwest here, see exactly detailed exactly how much snow will be seen in these areas. Again, looks like Colorado 3 to 5 inches, and then just in the higher elevations, of course, going to be seeing 6 to 9 inches, scattered maybe 11 inches. Valentine, Nebraska, again 7 to 9 inches. Rapid City 5 to 8 inches. Sioux City and Sioux Falls possibly seeing 6 to 9 inches. As we get, of course, in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Michigan, it's going to continue to worsen as its low pressure system does continue to strengthen up to 965 millibars, which is very powerful. Again, much of just northern Iowa, close to the border, Minnesota, possibly 8 to possibly 19 plus inches. Let's actually get it even more detailed. Let's actually check out here if we can check out the Wisconsin and Minnesota area right here. Let's check out Michigan actually and Wisconsin. This is where I start seeing these numbers quite crazy. Look, again, Minnesota or Minneapolis, St. Paul on the edge of 5 to 10 inches, and Rochester climbing up to 12 to 14 inches. Green Bay has dropped down quite a bit. Actually, not just a bit, but a lot of snowfall totals. Only seen 2 to 3 now. The worst of it would be now Eau Claire, in between Eau Claire and just scattered areas in northern Wisconsin. I actually don't know major cities actually there. So let's check out some cities there. Near Park Falls, Hayward. Let's check out other areas, see exactly how much they'll be seeing there. I don't really know major cities. Stevens Point, Marshfield, and other areas. Again, those areas near Marshfield and all other areas will possibly climbing up to 14 to 19 inches of snowfall. Wisconsin Dells possibly 3 to 6 inches, and out near Marquette and other areas in the northern panhandle of Wisconsin. Michigan. This is just going to be a crazy amount of snowfall here. Out there near Marquette, of course, other areas near Ironwood, we'll be seeing a scattered 16 to 30 inches of snowfall. The worst of it will be at Marquette, and we'll be seeing 30 plus inches of snowfall. And I've not forgotten about this GFS model. Let's go ahead and check that out. I have actually not checked this out yet, the new one. Wow, this is a huge increase in snowfall. Holy moly. So again, northwest, actually a huge increase in snowfall for the GFS, possibly climbing more than 2 feet in the Wyoming border where we have those warnings. Out here, other scattered areas in western Wyoming could be climbing 8 to 16 inches of snowfall, and then out here in the northern elevations, out here to north central Colorado, climbing to the same total as 9 to around 14 inches. But wow, there's a huge difference for especially Wisconsin here. Again, possibly seeing actually this is just a huge difference. I don't know how we are within 24 hours of this snowstorm, and we can't get these totals right. Possibly a 10 to 14 inch difference without in these areas. Looks like even Minneapolis won't even see any snowfall totals, and then the model showed to 13. That makes no sense. But again, I have to agree with the European model. On this right here, I agree with the GFS on this. But wow, that's a huge difference. Again, other areas in northern Nebraska stretching from west to east, scattered 6 to 12 inches. Looks like near Wisconsin Dells, possibly getting 18 inches of snowfall. Madison, Wisconsin, possibly getting up to 8 plus inches. Green Bay, 10 to 13 inches. I agree with that on the GFS. I don't think we'll get 2 to 3 inches on the European. And then again, 26 plus inches of snowfall out here in Marquette. It looks like climbing to 32 inches. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Everybody stay safe, and I'll have another severe weather video later today.